the algae team to design a robot that focuses just with the algae game piece. So our must-haves included a drivetrain and an algae intake from at least the ground. We should have the ability to hang because algae is more limited, so we wanted to have something else with it, and some way to shoot the algae onto the high part. And we could have a way to dislodge the algae from the reef.
And so to walk you through one of our first designs, it's a little reminiscent of 2014 Symbotics 1114. So we have two opposite spinning flywheels that are on a pivot, and so it pivots down to intake and then pivots up to an adjustable angle to shoot. Then also what we have on this design is kind of a stinger. So it would be a super long pole that extends beyond the frame perimeter and would kind of go into the center part of the cage. And then you would drive up, it would be guided into the center of the robot, and the stinger would pivot down, and that would be how you get your climbing motion.
All right, so the other design we had was right here, which is kind of reminiscent of a 2022 Rapid React robot. So we have this intake that extends beyond the frame perimeter. Can make it retractable, it doesn't really matter. And then what we do is we use this climber here. It goes up, it dislodges pieces as well as allowing us to climb on, I guess, a shallow climb is what they're calling it. And then it intakes pieces through here to shoot them high. It can also hold a piece here by not spinning those two, and in which case we can outtake to score low. So this design lets us intake from the ground, potentially intake high as well if you were able to knock it down and then spin those wheels backwards. That's something that could be attempted. And then also score high and low. So yeah, that's that design.
And then the last thing we were working on is kind of a hook approach to hook into that cage. So you have this hole in the bottom of the cage, and so the hook would come in and it would compress down because it would be spring loaded. And then once it's through, it would umbrella out and it would kind of, support itself off of that bottom plate of the cage using springs and then ropes to make sure it can't overextend.
Yeah, and that design would allow us for like a more centered climb, but then another like backup solution was sort of what we had shown there, which is literally just like a box climber that goes up and hooks to the center and then pulls the robot up. So yeah.
Great.